You will recall that some of you were a little bit worried about this number, weren't you? 7 billion people on the planet, only 144,000, because it said, who can stand before the throne of God and the Lamb on the day Jesus came? We've seen that 2 or 3 times. Who is it that can stand? The 144,000 Israelite servants, remember, who have God's mark in their forehead. These are the ones who can stand, or these are the ones saved. So that's why some of you are anxious about the 144,000. Okay, we want to sort that one out just quickly. Now, so the 144,000 Israelites, says John. In other words, only part of Israel, not all Israel, meaning not all people who claim to be Christians. Okay? Not all Israel, 144,000. In other words, a remnant of Israel. That's what it's code for. A remnant of them. 12,000, 12,000, 12,000. Not 12,001. What's going on here? 144,000. A remnant of Israel. Okay. So that's code for remnant, that terminology, 144,000 Israelites. Only 144,000 Israelites? Is that really what it's saying? Question mark. Is that what it's about? All right, let's go to Revelation, and we want to understand a few things just quickly. When you go to the book of Revelation, you will notice John uses an interesting device. He hears something, and then when he looks, he sees the explanation for the hearing. All right? I hear, the explanation is in the seeing. Let me give you 2 examples, and then we'll come to the 144,000. Beginning of Revelation. I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day. We saw that's the Sabbath. And I heard behind me a loud voice as of a trumpet. And having turned, I saw. What did he see? 7 golden lampstands, and in the midst of the 7 lampstands, one like the Son of Man. So the voice that sounded like a trumpet was the voice of Jesus, the Son of Man. The explanation of the hearing was in the seeing. Here's another one. Chapter 5, Revelation. One of the elders said to me, so he heard something, "Don't weep. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has prevailed to open the scroll." That's what he's hearing. "And to loose its 7 seals. And I looked," or I saw, "and behold, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 living creatures and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb as though it had been slain." So what's the Lion of the tribe of Judah that he heard? Oh, it's the Lamb of God that takes away the sin of the world. That's Jesus, of course. So we get the explanation in the seeing. Now here's another one. John says, I heard 144,000 were sealed. We've read that a couple of times now, or 3 or 4 times. He heard. The angels, remember, were pushing back the winds of strife, holding things back. And an angel came down from heaven, and he sealed God's people in their foreheads, and he heard how many were sealed. He heard 144,000. Next thing, he looks. So I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 from all the tribes of Israel. Next, he sees them in heaven. Notice it goes on. After this, after I heard who was sealed, I looked, and there before me was a great multitude that no one could count, from every nation, tribe, people, and language. That means they're more than just Jewish people you can see here, because they come from every language group, every people, every tribe. What were they doing? Standing before the throne and before the Lamb. What was the question? Who can stand before the throne of God and the Lamb? Answer, chapter 7. Sees the 144,000. But when he hears how many are sealed, he hears 144,000 Israelites, but when he looks, he sees a great multitude. And what are they doing? Standing before the throne and before the Lamb. Exactly in answer to the question, who can stand? These are they who have come out of the great tribulation, the end time crisis, if you will, and the plagues. And they've washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. So the 144,000 Israelites is a countless number of Christ's followers, Jews and non-Jews. That's what John is telling us. Notice what it says. A great multitude that no one could count, from every nation, every tribe, every people, and every language. 144,000, what does this mean? A countless multitude. There's plenty of room for you. That's the point, okay? Don't get hung up on this. It's symbolic language. God is trying to tell us something. This is remnant. He's wanting to direct our minds to what we talked about today. The faithful people, because remnant in the Bible means those who are faithful and the survivors. In Revelation chapter 7, we see the survivors, the 144,000 in the great crisis. In Revelation 14, we see the faithful, the 144,000. Everybody else is worshipping the dragon, the beast, the sea beast, but not everybody. These people are faithful. The faithful are the ones who survive. Okay, that's it for today. If you have a question, you feel free to come and talk to me. I'm happy to talk more, but there's plenty of good room for you. Okay?